Okay, good day. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to look at bank reconciliation statements. If you have earlier watched my earlier presentation on bank reconciliation statements, we have taken time to look at 3 ways by which question can come under bank reconciliation statements. We have looked at a case in part 1 of this video, a case whereby the causes of difference are given. And in the part 2 of this video, we have also looked at a case whereby you have to prepare you will have to prepare an adjusted cash book and use the balance of the adjusted cash book to prepare the bank reconciliation statement. But here on the screen, we want to look at a case whereby the examiner will give you bank statement as well as the cash book and require you to prepare bank reconciliation statement using the both. So in a case like this, the approach is very simple. There are about 4 steps that you are going to follow in order to prepare bank reconciliation statement using the cash book and the bank statement. The first approach is for you to compare the debit side of the cash book with the credit side of the bank statement. Any transaction that appears on the bank on the cash book that does not reflect in the bank statement represents an uncredited check, while any transaction that appears on the credit side of the bank statement, of the cash book, that does not reflect in the debit side of the bank statement represent an uncredited check. Okay, so under normal circumstances, the transaction that appears in the bank in the cash book is supposed also to appear in the bank statement. But due to some reasons, a case will come when the bank statement and the cash book will not have equal balance. So this is what we are about to look at. So now, let's prepare. First of all, start with an adjusted cash book. So now we are going to prepare an adjusted cash book using the bank statement. As I told you earlier, that the transactions that appears here in the bank statement that does not reflect in the cash book is what we are going to use to update the adjusted cash book, and then use the balance of the adjusted cash book to prepare the bank reconciliation statement. So now, any transaction that appears on the debit side of the bank statement that is not on the credit side of the cash book will be recorded on the credit side of the cash book. So now, first of all, let us look at compare the debit side of the bank statement with the credit side of the cash book to know the transaction that is here, that is not here, so that we will represent it in the cash book. So first of all, let's start with the debit side. Always ignore the balance brought forward and start with the next transaction. So here we have 224. Let's check the credit side of the bank statement. It is here. You can also see that it is also here. The next transaction is 250. 250 also appears in the bank statement. The next transaction is we have 548. We also have 548 here. The next transaction is 101264, and it does not appear here. So it means this one that does not reflect in the bank statement is an uncredited check, which we use in the preparation of bank reconciliation statement. Okay, let us also compare the credit side of the cash book with the debit side of the bank statement. The first transaction here is 460. 460 is also here. The next transaction is 1,138. And it is also here. The next transaction is 182. 182. And 182 is also here. The next transaction is 144. 144. And if you check the debit side, there's no 144 here. It means this 144 is an unpresented check. So now, any transaction now that is here, but is not here now, we will use it and now prepare an adjusted cash flow. So if we look at the credit side now, the only unticked items here are this 208, which is standing order, and the bank charges, which is 186, and the trade credit, which is 228. So it means these two transactions now that is on the debit side now, we appear on the credit side of the adjusted cash book. So under this place now we have standing order. The figure is 204, and bank charges. The figure is 186. Then this one that appeared on the credit side will be on the debit side. But first of all, we have to bring the balance brought forward from the cash book. The balance brought forward from the cash book is 3282. Balance brought forward is 3282. We now record the trade credit, or what is called credit transfer. And the amount is 228. Ladies and gentlemen, then now all the unticked transactions in the bank statement here has already been represented in an adjusted cash book. So now we are going to balance the adjusted cash book so that we get the new balance which we are going to use in the preparation of bank reconciliation statement. So now let's balance it. If we use calculator, (3282) plus 228, we have 3510. 3510. And the total of this side minus this 204 plus 186 minus 3510. The balance carried down is 120. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new balance after updating the cash book. So this new balance now is what we are going to use to prepare the bank reconciliation statement. So now, let's prepare the bank reconciliation statement. So now this is the bank reconciliation statement. First of all, we are at liberty either to start with balance as per adjusted cash book or to start as balance as per bank statement. This is the balance as per bank statement, this 2,000. If we are starting at balance at an adjusted cash book, we're supposed to arrive at this balance as at bank statement to show that we have actually reconciled the bank statement and the cash book. But if we are starting with balance as at bank statement, if you did everything correctly, we also supposed to arrive back at balance as at an adjusted cash book. So now let's start with balance as at an adjusted cash book. $3,120. And if we are starting, we should have to take note that if we are starting with balance as at bank and balance as at an adjusted cash book, we have to add back our unpresented check. And unpresented check is this 224. Sorry, unpresented check is this 144. So we add we total it 3,120 plus 144. We have 3,264. Then from here now we will less the uncredited check. I told you that any item remaining after comparing the cash book with the bank statement, any item or amount still remaining at the debit side of the cash book will represent the uncredited check, and we have only one here that is still on tick after comparing the bank statement and the cash book, and the figure is 1,1264. So let's the figure is 1,1264. So this minus this ladies and gentlemen, we started as balance as an adjusted cash book. Now we arrive at 2,000. This 2,000 now represents balance as per bank statement. If you go back to the question, you discover that this is the bank statement and this is the closing balance in the bank statement. So if you start with balance as per cash book, you're supposed to arrive after correcting the causes of difference between the bank statement and cash book. You're supposed to arrive at this figure, and this is what we got here. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how to prepare bank reconciliation statement in a question whereby you were given a bank statement and the cash book abstract. Just compare the bank statement and the cash book and then use the differences and prepare the bank reconciliation statement. Ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again in another video, please bye for now.